Welcome to a new episode of Cyber Prophets. We are now in season 2 and we are still prophesizing the future of technology. We have adopted a new or a rather new format right now. We're going to be discussing with Federico these new topics and we're going to introduce you to new concepts, very innovative topics that are shaping the world how we live today and that are very involved in technology. Federico,
Welcome everyone. Hopefully you have enjoyed fantastic time during this long time without seeing you. And the most importantly, you will learn new things coming from us and you will be able to share also your opinions in the comment sections.
yes, please get involved. And we are on several platforms right now. We are aiming this 2023 to reach more and more people, and so that we can all learn together. We are distributing our content right now in several platforms such as Spotify, Instagram, Red Circle, and YouTube is our main platform, and others. Please follow us there, and we'll leave you the link somewhere around the screen. And now, Federico, what is going to be the topic for the first episode?
This time we would like to speak about NFTs that has been a very hot topic during the last year, especially during the pandemics. And it's something that I'm sure all of you have heard about it. Perhaps a little bit has faded, but I'm sure it will not go away soon.
Yes, NFTs. Yeah, I remember those days when I was just watching my Instagram scrolling through and I saw lots of weird shaped monkeys. And everyone was talking about NFTs here, NFTs there, and everyone was saying that was going to be the next big thing. And we are not hearing it that much nowadays, but I think it's still like going out somewhere. But Federico, can you tell us like what is an NFT actually?
Generally, an NFT is a non-fungible token, and the main objective is that you upload like your own picture, let's say even your own selfie, and you generate your own, let's call it ID, and the one that you can trade with other people. You can increase its price, sell it for magical or exorbitant prices, and profit from them. In fact, it's a way to create unique identifiers or unique things for anything you have. It can be your music, your videos, anything. In fact, you can create an NFT of anything you have virtually.
Exactly, exactly. And an NFT, just as Federico mentioned, is a cryptographic asset on a blockchain. It's basically every digital file can become an NFT. And entering a bit into the technical topics, NFTs evolved from the ERC 721 standard. This was also developed by the team that developed Ethereum, the infamous blockchain. And this was developed along the ERC20 smart contract. This is the standard for the smart contracts. But this was developed initially for gaming tokens. Nowadays, as Federico mentioned, every digital file can be converted into an NFT. And we have a couple of use cases that we have seen around the world. So for instance, NFTs are centered around collectible things, such as digital artwork. Some digital artists can decide that can create some digital asset, let's say like a mural, like a painting online, and they can convert this asset, this file, into an NFT. Also, sports cards can become NFTs and other rarities. But this is not the only thing. NFTs also have a use case in the real world. For instance, every NFT has ownership information, and this ownership information is publicly available. So that means that a very simple use case of an NFT is tickets to a concert. Every time you sell a ticket to a concert, this ticket has a name, has your name on it, has the date, the time of the concert, and some QR code for the entrance. All of this information can become easily or can be covered easily by the non-fungible tokens. So we can see that this technology also has real use cases and that can be beneficial in the real world.
However, at the same time, these are tricky topics because they can be abused. And this is what we have seen because as Edgar was sharing, yeah, in theory, you have like something stored in a blockchain. But a common thing is that because people can create thousands of crypto wallets and there are not exactly regulations, people start exchanging them and increase their value significantly. And that was something that had happened during the pandemics that people started to, let's say, I create a monkey or I create a cat, and then they started to exchange them, increasing their prices, which in fact, in the real world is not the same. If you had an, let's say, a painting, you cannot exchange it to yourself to increase the price. While in this one, you can hide the information using the digital wallets. So who can track you?
Yes, yes. That's a very big problem in the digital world because there are no regulators of who is trading with whom, and the prices seem to be really inflated. So, for instance, in the types of the hype during the pandemics, we saw some very wild prices going around. And just to cite two examples of it, the NFT for the first tweet, the very first tweet on Twitter, it was just a screenshot of this tweet. This one sold for 2.9 million American dollars. But that was not the end of it. In March 2021, we saw the most expensive NFT that was sold ever. This was a college called 5,000 Days of Work. This was created by a digital artist. It was a digital artwork collecting his work for 5,000 days. And this one, guess for how much did it sell? For 69 million American dollars. It's rather unbelievable. So how did we come up with these high prices? What is happening behind the scenes, Federico? Can you give us like some sort of explanation?
In my opinion, this seems more like a Ponzi scheme because what
Mm-hmm.
we're doing, as I said, is that people start to exchange the prices between themselves. I trade with myself and I trade with myself for another couple of coins, and then the prices started to go higher and higher. And what happens is that people do not realize and start tracking the actions. I I work also in a sector that is called robotic process automation, and I can tell you that I can build those bots that can do those tradings on myself on their own. You
Mm.
just start the
Wow.
application and you said to hey, you need to trade with this, and you can even create delays so you can easily believe that this was not automated. You can believe that someone in fact was doing the trading. And since nothing is stopping you, you can really start exchanging those things. And in the end, as Edgar said, it can go really, the price can become really inflated. You can believe that everything, oh, this is really valuable, so I want to buy it. And the person in the end who bought it, in fact, could lose a lot of money. And that's something that happened really often in these days.
Yes. I saw in Instagram like this. There were some NFTs of it was like the very same monkey in wearing different hats and just like having different background colors or something like that. And each of these monkeys had a price of about 10,000 American dollars. And we all ask ourselves, like, do this monkey really cost 10,000 American dollars? Like, what is the benefit of owning such a thing? Like, because you can think of a benefit if you own, I don't know, let's say you own the very first autograph that was digitalized by J.K. Rowling. Okay, that might be something collectible, something of value. But if you own one of these monkeys that are very much similar, then it's kind of difficult to say that they have some value after all, or that some reselling value out of this scheme. And these really inflated prices really come to the come to our mind, and we start we start hesitating whether this is like a good investment to make. Do you think it is a good investment, Federico?
I don't think it's a good investment if it doesn't come from like a very famous person. Because in the end, when you're buying, let's say, an NFT that was created by J.K. Rowling or by Bill Gates or Elon Musk, which are like you are buying their trade, their trademark, their, and it's something that you can sell. But if it's something random that I created or my cat created that no one knows, in fact, it doesn't have any real value. It's not like a painting. When you own real art, it's something that you can sell. And many people think, yeah, but the painting is not as valuable. What people do not know is that in the past, paintings, for example, use gold to create the yellow color. You needed to kill 10,000 snails to produce 1 gram of the purple color. So it wasn't as easy as it is now to create a painting. In the past, that was extremely hard. So when you own, let's say, an old Picasso or an old, let's call it Michelangelo painting or something like that, those pieces of art, they have other materials that can be gold, silver, or other things. It was not so easy to create those physical paintings. That's why the real value comes from. It's not only that they were fantastic artists, it's just that it was really hard even to get the colors.
So there was some real value behind it. Yes. So what is our recommendation regarding NFTs in that case, Federico? Should we approach them with care? Should we just ignore them, or should we just like keep an eye of them and see how they develop?
I will say that the things will keep developing. It's not something that we will get rid of them. They will stay there, but we have to be careful. In my opinion, if it's something that is sold by a really influential person, I could consider it, but I will also do an analysis because, as I said, they can trade with themselves, and in the end, you can be cheated. They can create their own bot. They start trading themselves. Then you buy, I don't know, a picture that was created by one of the most famous Japanese creators. It was sold by $10 million, and then you realize that it cost only $10.
Exactly, exactly. So, just to summarize what we have seen in this small chapter, in this small episode, NFTs are cryptographic assets on a blockchain, and they represent any digital file nowadays. They develop from the ERC 721 standard. This standard was developed by the same company that developed Ethereum. We have some real use cases, such as collectibles, and also real life cases, such as the concert tickets for the concert. However, we have some issues regarding the NFTs because they can lead to some Ponzi schemes, to some pyramids, and some really inflated prices that
And there is also
actually.
something else that is dangerous: copyrights.
Oh, yes, that's an important topic, Federico. Can you elaborate more?
Yeah, since you can transform anything into an NFT, you can pretend that you own a piece of art, you digitalize it, and then you try to resell it. That is illegal because you don't own it. You must have a permission before doing it. If it's not public domain, you can easily have issues. There were some companies that were digitalizing some videos, of basketball players or other people. They try to sell them, and then they have issues with the
NBA?
NBA, yeah, with the NBA and with other organizations because they didn't own the copyrights. So it's not that in fact you really own it. You have to be careful because that's how it looks. People try to sell you. There was another company that tried to be like a Spotify, and well, they didn't own the copyrights of the music.
So if I don't have the copyrights, let's say like for one of these monkeys, I don't have the copyrights, but I paid for it like $10,000. What do I own?
You only own a token. In the majority of cases, you don't own the picture. So you need
Not
to
even the
know
picture.
exactly what you buy. And if there is not a contract behind, maybe you will have issues. You might need to speak with a lawyer to go in detail, but if you don't have a document that gives you the rights that what you own, you don't necessarily own it. You might own the token, but the token gives you access to an URL on the internet, which does not necessarily mean, hey, this is mine. You must
Yes.
have a document that tells you, I own it.
Great. So you have heard it, folks. NFTs are some very interesting technology that is still in development, and we have seen some really big hype, and we are still going to see it in the future, most likely. However, we have to approach it with care and keep an eye on it for the developments in the future. This was Cyber Prophets, and do you have any last words, Federico?
Be careful and always speak with a lawyer when you get into anything related to NFTs.
Amazing. We are Cyber Prophets, prophesizing the future of technology. See you in the next episode.